Hey guys, how you doing? Last week then we stopped it because we have public holiday in Hong Kong, right, for our ancestors. Today I'm not going to analyze the stock, but just want to share how the investor like us, right? We are not fund manager, right? We are not billionaire, something like that, right? So how should we are small investor, right? How should we deal in this kind of market? And the answer is then you should act like a ninja. We know that what is a ninja? A ninja then they keep themselves in the dark. No one see them, and they well equipped. They spend a long time to observe. They spend a long time to observe, see how to assassin the target, use what kind of weapon. Does that guy has the bodyguard? We should use a smoke bomb, and then where should he left after the assassin, right? And then the assassin is a very short time, and then they disappear. Right. So that's what we need to do in today's market. Remember, Munger has a very famous word: is then never fight with a pig. Because if you fight with the pig, then you will get yourself all the bodies get dirty. The pig will be very happy, and you will be very unhappy because you make yourself all your bodies in the mug and then dirty, unhappy. But the pig will be very happy, right? So that's like a similar thing, right? So now then you should avoid any unnecessary action and return to the facts and then observe and observe, and then you predict what is going on, what is the direction, and if you're not sure, then don't do anything, right? That is not an easy job for investor. You know that observe is not an easy job, right? You spend a lot of time with a lot of news and analysis, jot down the notes, build the fundamentals, some of them, right? But that is very necessary in today's investment environment, especially because Donald Trump is the president, right? So we will go for that. But bear in mind that you should act like a ninja. Observe, and observe. Stay calm, and then do the necessary action, and then go away. Right? This is what you need to do. Right? Our Falcon portfolio is still okay. Then we still have 100%, right? 101%, right? So for any of you then have any idea or any message, then you can leave under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. This is our cover, right? Act like a ninja, stay calm and observe. So not like, right, when Trump reversed the tariff for 90 days. Not like that, right? Yesterday, Dow Jones been dropped to once 2,000 points. And then the market closed and still dropped another 1,000 points, right? So that's not what he's saying then is, okay, we do all the things because of attacking China, but you see that the market is not going in that way, right? Same to Nasdaq, right? Dropped it, you see that. Dropped once more than 1,000 points, and then closed the market dropped at 737 points. Our portfolio is still okay. Our job is half. Our job is half of Nasdaq's job. You can see that we have a lot of stocks for Nasdaq, right? Alphabet, Apple, AMD, Broadcom, and then applied that material. But our dropping is just half of Nasdaq, right? Still, we have 101%. And this year we dropped at 10%. You can see the performance at the bottom. So we examine some facts, right? See that Trump's trade advisor, that means Peter, right, said that the stock market plunge, no big deal, right? That means doesn't matter, right? The stock market drops. But at the same time, Charles Schwab, we all know him, right? I think he is about 90 years old already, right? And then Trump then introduced that. At that day, Charles Schwab made $2 billion from the stock market chaos, right? So the president is very proud of the market goes up, but Peter, no, not a big deal. So what does it mean? Right, it means that actually the government and the policy is in a mess, right? And they are just not pointing in the same direction, right? That's what it is. Then we can see that the president said, oh, very good, right? My friend Charles Schwab then make a lot of money because the market goes up. But Peter said that, oh, that's not a big deal for the market to drop. So what does it mean? It means the government and the policy is in a mess. That's what it is, right? So we examine some facts of the monetary situation. See that at the day, then Trump paused and then acted 90 days extension. You can see that for the 10 years Treasury yield, once suddenly rised from 4 to 4.4%. What does it mean? It means you have to put up the interest rate to 4.4 unless the other people, the investor, will buy it, right? That means someone is dumping the 10 years Treasury yield, Treasury bond, right? You can see the fact. The facts is like that. Someone, we don't know who, is dumping out. They're selling it, right? They're selling it is most probably because they don't need so many US dollar because of the tariff, less trade. Okay, then we go to examine the 2 years. Same situation, right? 2 years, you can see that. Suddenly, the interest rate increased from about, I think is 3.5 suddenly to 3.95 at that time. You see that at the day, right? The same thing happened, no matter it's 2 years or 10 years, right? That means that the government have to pay 0.5% of the interest for the bonds that they issued. That is a big money, a big money, right? So then Trump immediately paused it, right? Don't do that. Only keep the China one. We can see the facts, right? The facts is like that, and then it goes down a little bit, but not down to before. It goes down a little bit yesterday. You can see that, right? And then we examine the US dollar exchange rate. You can see that is within 5 days. 1 US dollar, same for example, 5 days before, then 1 US dollar can buy 0.91 euro, but now cannot. Only can buy 0.88 euro. What does it mean? It means that US dollar is deflated, right? Less value. Only one possibility is the people is selling the US dollar, or they print more US dollar, right? No matter what, the value is decreasing, right? So that's the facts that we have to examine. Okay, then we take a look on some of the stock that do not have the physical product. Oh, oil price first. See that? This is today. The oil price dropped to a terrible value of under 60 US dollar per barrel, 59.75 only. The normal value price is 74 to 72. That means recession. No one use a lot of oil, right? Not a lot of freight, not a lot of data center, right? Not a lot of cars, something like that. A lot of things then for construction, something like that. So you can see that the oil quickly dropped it to under 60 US dollar. That's the fact, right? That's the fact. The market is thinking there will be recession in the whole world. Then we examine some of the good companies that do not have a physical product. So they are not affected by the tariff, right? Like the Google, no physical product, right? Unless you buy the TV box, something like that, right? So you can see that even for Google, right? Even for Google, the stock price been dropped from 208 to 155. Right? That means dropped at about $50. That means 30%. But she does not depend on the physical product. That means tariff doesn't impose a lot of things to her, but still dropped it. Why? Because the market thinking then there will be less trade, and then you will use less data center, something like that, blah, 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 right? And we can see the PE ratio, it's just 20. No premium. Another one, software, Oracle, right? She has some physical product, but the main is for software. Also not affected a lot by the tariff. We can see that it dropped it from nearly 200 to now 133, right? So nearly declined 30%. But she did not rely on physical products, just softwares, just over the air, just by the internet, right? And the PE ratio then is 31, with a dividend yield is 1.5, right? It's very cheap stock now. Another one, then we all know that, and we all use that. I have the official version of the Office 365, right? I have to use that. Otherwise, I cannot change the PowerPoint to the movie, right? And then more than 70% or 80% of her product is not a physical product. Of course, then she will have the Surface notebook, right? But that's not the main thing, right? Xbox games or Xbox console, but that's not the main income, right? 70% is by the Azure, and then the Windows, something like that, right? We can see that the stock price, even though like that, right, dropped it from 468 to now 381. That means dropped it about $60, right? 15%, right? So a lot of stock, they dropped it because of no reason. And only one reason to explain is because the market thinks everything will be contracted. Data center, less people will use the Azure, and then less people will use the Oracle, right? Data center, people will asking for AI, you have to be cheaper. Otherwise, then they will use the DeepSeek. Something like that, right? So before we decided or see the signals, that this situation will be reversed. If you buy it now, then you have to wait for quite a long time, maybe 1 year, 2 years, or 4 years after Trump's gone, right? We're not here yet. So now we observe, mark it down, put the star next to it, but unless you are sure, you should not do any action, right? That's what we need to do now, right? Just one strike and then go. Observe is our purpose now. But for another one that has a physical product, Tesla, right? We know that Elon Musk is in a deep trouble, right? For the Doge, and then for the tariff, and for the retaliate tariff, something like that. So you can see that for Tesla, it's not dropping 30%, 25%, or 10%. She dropped it 50%. See that? Dropped it from 500, nearly 500 to 252. Because she has a physical product, and she's only have the physical product, right? That's the difference, right? So should you buy now? I don't think so, right? I don't think so, right? If you buy it, then it may further drops, we don't know, right? So today we have our idea, right? Be calm. Calm down first, right? Don't do anything unnecessary, right? Only do the things that you have more than 90% will come that way, then you can do that. If no, then you just 50-50. Don't do anything. Observe. Mark it down. Be busy, but don't do anything. That is for investment, right? Investment is not like the others, right? Investment is not like the others, right? Others, then you have to do a lot of work. No, in investment, less work is beauty, right? Okay, then we share today, then hope it's helpful to all of you, and like, comment, share, and subscribe, please, right? Okay, then today is Friday, then I hope all of you have a very peaceful weekend. See you guys next week. Bye bye.